Hello everybody and welcome into Disconnected's final round coverage of the 48th annual Wintertime Open. I'm Ethan Wellin, joined in the booth as always by Mr. Chris Brophy.
Hey guys!
It is the final round of the 48th, Chris, a tradition almost 5 decades in the making. We have a card of veterans and youngsters doing battle today in Oak Grove Park in Pasadena. We'll dive right into hole 1, super challenging par 3, and we're going to see Dallas Garber first on the tee. This young man, 18 years old, shot a course record 13 under, including a hole-in-one in round 2 to catapult himself onto this card. Sponsored by Stokely Discs and Lightspeed. Stokely personally sent Dallas out here, kind of insisted that he be a part of this tournament. Let's listen to Mix do the introductions.
Gophers and doggies and kitty cats too! We are here at the 48th annual Wintertime Open, the pro event, and we are on the lead card! From Gresham, Oregon, Dallas Garber!
Textbook, nothing fancy. Play it for a 3.
Our next gentleman comes to us from the capital of California, Sacramento. Put your hands together for Joshua Anthon!
Oh, flippy. Interesting.
Our next competitor.
We're trying to keep that safe, not mess with the Mandy.
One and only Atasca multitasking Adaro, ladies and gentlemen. He is sponsored by DGA Discs. Put your hands together for Andrew Miranda.
2024 Wintertime Open champion. He's got a lot of ground to make up today.
Oh, a little more aggressive skip. He might have a chip at it.
And last but certainly not least, ladies and gentlemen, here he comes. We call him Jacob Cupcake Courtis.
Cupcake has struggled on hole 1 this weekend, but in general, playing electric golf, most birdies in the field, so just too many bogeys. Keep it clean today. That might be the key to a big comeback.
Going for it.
Well now.
Okay, a couple aggressive cuts, a couple layups, and a couple go-fors. Let's see if anybody take advantage of it.
Just to finish the thought quickly on Dallas, this young man, Stokely really wanted him to be here because Stokely won this tournament in, I believe, 1987 when he was 17 years old. Feels a real affinity for the young man, for his backhand, wanted him to, or for his forehand. Good birdie run by Cupcake. Really wanted him to be here and have a sense of the history of the game and its roots in this part of California. Wanted him to spend time with Tita and Stork and some of the Hall of Famers that hang around. And Dallas seemed really appreciative of that, seemed to have really soaked it up. So it'll be interesting to see how that might propel him on his young professional career.
Hole 2, a little easier than previous years. No out-of-bounds gully stopping you at the end of the hole, so you can just wing away, either backhand in or over that ditch. Forehands hit the side of that hill and reverse skip up at the chains. See if somebody can put one in.
This is the strong side for Dallas, the forehand. We're going to see him throw this disc a lot.
Ooh, needed that flat.
We've seen Josh kind of push this too straight the last couple days. Looks like he made a good adjustment.
Yep. You get that reverse skip because of the slope of the hill, so you don't really need to swing it out left. Better just get it straight the whole way. Get inside, take your reverse skip and get in. Oh, just in front. Great shot.
There is probably going to be a look from down there for Cupcake from, say, 35 feet. Really techie spot to get up and down for Dallas, and a nervy spot to be. Par start, but that's going to allow Josh and Drew to gain a stroke. Cupcake remains 6 back.
Tee pad 3 to basket 4. And a fun par 4. The tricky out of bounds line running up the left side that looks like it's keeping these guys from really airing it out. We've seen Cupcake go forehand both times in a row, and he could almost reach it backhand. So between that OB line and probably the very sticky oak trees, it's keeping people playing a little more conservative on this hole. But you can see that finish on that green is just tough. So many things to hit and roll away. Good tough hole.
The branch that overhangs the front of this tee pad is much lower and wider than in past years. So if you've watched old Wintertime Open coverage and you've seen a lot of like big sky anhyzers, that shot is still available, but it's technical.
We saw Josh commit to the roller, but you know, you flip it too much and you're deep in that right stuff. He is not going to have a good second shot.
Very controlled 350-foot setup shot for Dallas. You've been impressed all weekend by Cupcake's forehand. Let's see if we see another good one here.
It was weird how that flipped up on him. Like it's safe. Looked like he's let it out with hyzer and it really just flipped. All right, get some good ground play, and that was not good ground play.
That's going to leave 50 feet.
Josh has got some wild stuff. Roller! So creative.
Yeah, with all the rocks and obstructions up there, that seems like kind of just a dice play. See if he can get some kind of C2 look.
It's a pretty shot. Looks like he was safe. Just didn't quite hit that gap.
We saw Dallas make a big putt from down here yesterday on that chase card check-in. Now he gets burned, the opposite result.
Sit down. Wow.
Strong mind to at least salvage the bogey from down there.
Just sit.
Okay, so a little bit of a slow start for our leader. Drew is going to climb 2 strokes closer, and just like that, he's only 2 back. And even with a par, Josh slides to within 1.
Spider tree hole, very steep. I've seen a lot of people not get up top. First job, get up on the earth. Second job, make the Mandy. Worry about everything else after that.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. Very steep and very specific. You cannot miss left, right, up, down.
And no relief from these picnic tables, just in case that comes up. I saw Shelly May Lai, one of our really good pros from San Diego on the FPO side, have to take a really difficult lie kind of straddling underneath of one of these picnic tables. So you want to stay out of that too, in case you needed anything else to think about.
Get up. Oh, that was a good kick, or good non-kick. Caught the top of the rock. So Dallas and Andrew going forehand. They are throwing in the towel. Just like not even trying to bite off the distance. Just get up top. Yeah, Cupcake too. Looks like some of these guys are taking their medicine. But if you go too far, you can get on that. Out of bounds.
Yeah, out of bounds.
Cement.
Even the safe play has its dangers.
Mm-hmm.
And this has to sit because there's an OB line on the right side.
And it was a great gap.
Looks like he barely stayed in.
Can do the straight forehand. Finish straight, finish straight, finish straight. Good shot. Just a little tight. Air bounce.
A bit of old school frisbee creativity.
So close.
Clutch putt by Dallas. Important for him, I think, to get something to get him in the match. You know, something positive. The beginning of this course is hard. But if you're just making a bunch of pars, making an occasional bogey, you're going to start feeling like Josh and Drew are really breathing down your neck, riding around on your back.
Yeah, it could be pretty easy to go like an hour 20 minutes without a birdie on this course, the way it starts. So you'll be able to weather the emotional issues that come with that. It's another tough hole. A lot of OB. Those islands in the middle and on the right are not in play. You know how I know that? The hard way.
Ouch. Sorry to hear it.
Fun hole. Different pin position than last year. A little tougher. Longer, tougher.
Do you feel any nostalgia, Chris, from that at old par 3 we used to play up here 10 years ago that the green was maybe 6 feet by 6 feet and surrounded by out of bounds?
Oh, on that little, the tiny little island. Now that you say it, I really miss it. That was so cool. Some very serious decisions to be made.
Yeah. To the point where you would question, from 80 feet, you would question if you were going to go for the green or if you were going to lay up to 40 short.
And then that putt still wasn't a gimme.
Yeah.
Obviously not a gimme to make, but not even a gimme to like stay on safe.
Get in bounds.
Very small little postage stamp island green.
Not to overshadow the current iteration of the design, which I think is really great, I really like the way Josh played it, which is something, just a touch of hyzer angle so that you know it's not going to get over there into that OB area. I think Drew gets a little lucky, honestly, to end up the edge of C1 with that shot. Cupcake has a super dangerous straddle sidearm. Great execution.
Oof. Going for it.
This is Dallas's bread and butter. A little touch sidearm.
Little inside out putter or something. Pretty smooth.
Big birdie for Cupcake to get a little bit of positive momentum back.
Josh gets under. Dallas by 3. The Paul Harris hole.
Yeah, long walk for our competitors down to hole 6 and treacherous, but it's just a blink of an eye for the cameraman. There is a hazard river between these two rock lines, and then the green, you can see the flags define the only inbounds area on the other side of those rocks. Definite decision off this tee.
I'm going to say 2 people go for it. We're going to call that a layup. I say we know Josh is going to go for it because he's aggressive. Hit that gap.
Probably ricochets inbounds.
That's the beauty of that go for. You can miss and still get your 3. And I'm going to say that. He was going for that one. Oh, I was wrong. 3 go fours.
3 go fours.
Get the skip. No. That's going to be 45-foot putt out of the hazard. Just good enough to be bad. The bad ones are fine. You can get your par.
Cupcake gets away with a little bit of a mistake there through the tree. This is a par putt for Drew out of the hazard. It's going to be bogey. Got to shout out 2 players who birdied this hole multiple times on the weekend. George Cole, 2 out of 3, and the third one being a par, so 2 under. And John Ryan III out of Redwin, another great local pro, birdied this one all 3 times, reaching the island. Not sure if that was the righty sidearm or the lefty backhand. John's got both. Love to see a little Instagram reel of those 3 shots, John. So if you're listening, let's get that up on the social media feed.
So we got 4 righties. A little hyzer skip. Give yourself a 20-footer if you can. You can't go too far left because of that hill. So pretty basic. There's sort of a high flip-up line or medium flip-up line. Or in a lower, just sort of power skip that probably anybody on this card can get to. Kind of like this, get the skip. Not a bad place to be.
Perhaps a little unlucky for Cupcake to end up 35 feet. And that's an inside miss for Drew, more than likely just going to be a layup for par.
All right, Jacob. To the spine. Slightly uphill. Basket's kind of elevated on this rock line of a spine. Gotta be a little careful that you don't zim-zam your putt back and forth the way this hole's set up, but most of these guys are gonna be throwing backhands into the side of the hill. That could be a run.
That is picture perfect. 95 feet shorter, hole 8 versus hole 7. Almost the exact same scoring average and distribution. So I think that's basically just all down to the difficulty of this green versus the relative receptiveness of the previous one. Maybe the blindness of this hyzer landing, just factoring in the mental space a little bit more versus on hole number 7.
There are a lot of blind holes on this layout. We had a reporter following us, and that let me know. He didn't know where we were going, so he's asking. Realized quickly, there's a lot of holes you cannot see from the tee.
So we turn to hole number 9. The telephone pole mandatory. We've seen our power players go up and over the first 2 rounds trying to navigate this mandatory in one shot. I think that we will see Dallas, our leader, just go straight and low, try to set up a second shot approach to this par 4. If you miss the mandatory, you go to a pretty easy drop zone, so if you manage to miss it off the tee, you're still in pretty good shape for your par. Just don't want to be missing it on your second shot.
Don't go too far left. Might just be playing that for a 4.
Yeah, gonna be a really tough angle over there.
Josh wants to finish straight. That's too far left.
That might even cross the mandatory line.
Is he going for it low? Maybe. Cupcake going for it high. Did it get the flip?
A little more.
Get around.
Flip.
Yeah. Wow. Putting. Don't see a ton of forehands on this hole, but not a bad play. Should put himself in position.
Really cool shot. That's finishing away from...
Whoa.
Whoa.
Did that make it?
I
looked inside.
don't know. I guess the card is saying yes. Don't know. You guys will have to tell us in the comments. I'm sure we've got some YouTube warriors that can do a little slow motion analysis for us. Difficult to officiate a disc that is flying high over a mandatory. And the PDGA has this year removed the concept of benefit of the doubt, which you might hear on the course quite a lot. Players do have to make a determination, or required by rule to make a determination of what they think happened, and only give a tie to the player. Anyhow, we're on to the back nine. Lots of action on our leaderboard. Everybody on our chase card still hanging in there with a chance for the podium. It's probably maybe down to a 3-horse race for the win at this point. Drew, Miranda, Josh Anthon, and Dallas Garber.
And we're heading into the desert, where we should expect to see a lot of green on the scorecard. I know our lead card wants to get all 4 of these little par 3s in this next stretch before we get back into the trickier holes. Sorry. Little hyzer, don't hit the telephone wires. Don't go too far into those oak trees. This should skip and give them a look. No problem.
Careful on those power lines. You know, they say trees are, what do they say, 50% air? Is that the joke you hear on the disc golf course? And power lines are 90% air. But you would not believe how often you see somebody just skim off the top of one of those and go flying off into Neverland.
And how a disc can stick in a braided wire is beyond me, but they can.
Dallas capitalizes with a birdie. And with Josh out of position, he's going to actually be able to expand his lead to 4. 8 holes to go, so it's going to be important for Josh and Drew to apply a little pressure. Stay in contact.
Well, I've played with Josh long enough to know he's going to keep pressing. He's a fierce competitor, and he knows he's playing against a young man, and anything can happen, so I'd imagine he will try to keep battling until it's over. Imagine they all will, but...
Yeah, you can always imagine yourself picking up 2 or maybe even 3 strokes on the treacherous 18th, so you just want to stay close, make sure that he has to play that hole under pressure, and then anything can happen.
Seeing a few more forehands this round, this hole. Josh sticks with backhand. He'll slide inside out, that's his game. Putts the same line. Nice and safe.
Wow. And Dallas is the furthest away.
the 15-footer or
yeah.
whatever, yeah. What a bad shot.
It's good lead card golf. The wind is down. These players make quick work of a 300-foot open hole.
Throwing it right at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. You got out of bounds fence line on the right the whole way. So if you're gonna take the right hand backhand, you're out of bounds almost immediately, unless you can just do a stick straight T-bird or maybe rock for some of these big kids. Listed at just over 300 feet. Oh, and that needs to get back safe.
Very dangerous.
If it doesn't skip, he didn't make it too far off that tee. That's what makes that shot tricky. I think that was enough to scare Dallas.
We mentioned it in our round 2 coverage. This was the hole that Dallas scored a 1, an ace yesterday. Not going to be a repeat today.
That looks a little smoother. Leaks out for more of a putt than he wants. Ooh, didn't make it back in, or maybe this is provisional.
Interesting that he did choose to advance. I saw a couple guys go out early on that backhand hyzer and just elect to re-tee, play the shot that they'd practiced. Okay. So this is going to be a tap-in par for Dallas, and he's going to give one of those precious strokes back. Let Josh get within 3.
Double island.
Yeah, the rock circles define the only inbounds area on this hole. Kind of a snowman or figure 8 sort of situation. Everything else is going to be hazards. You're going to play it where it lies and just take the 1 additional penalty stroke. Sidearm's going to be a popular play. We've seen this work out well in rounds 1 and 2.
Whoa. Right behind it. Josh takes the same line, same mistake.
He did make the putt from over there on the backside in round 2, so we'll see if he has a window.
Oh, that could be in the hazard. It's probably close. Oh, he didn't quite keep the hyzer on it. Will that get in? Hazard. Do it. Again.
What a putt.
That's a no problem putt, right?
Wow.
Glad our cameraman gave us a nice angle on that one. Fierce.
Looks like Cupcake may have his toe inside the rope there. Yeah, his disc must have just slid 1 inch to the good side.
Wow.
So a good birdie to collect. And a good comebacker by Dallas after that air ball. 2 holes in a row, bleeding strokes to both Drew and Josh. So now it's just down to a 2-stroke lead as we go to the Green Monster.
Got that big one in your face. You got to bend it just right of that, but left of the pole. Stay turned over for a little longer than probably most people are comfortable with. Get under this oak tree. Skip over those rocks. Under that last branch. No problem.
We saw a handful of eagles in round 2, so for the chasers, what an opportunity this is. Try and get 1 or even 2 back.
Yeah, we saw Josh get the eagle last round, and he was past the hole. I don't
working
think
to the right.
that held long enough.
Yeah. Simple birdie
Stick him
from there.
down. Gonna stay turned. That looks low, but maybe because he's moving so fast. Just kidding. Who am I to say?
No way.
Out the backside. This is the problem when you have too much power. Cursed with a big arm. Hold that line.
Little tidbit on Dallas as we see a rare power backhand from him. He told me He's only got about 65 or 67 miles an hour on the tech disc, which is pretty slow for a player of this caliber, but touching 1600 RPMs on the spin side. So a really cool flight of the disc he's able to access because of all that spin. They just hang in the air for him. So much float.
Those long arms probably don't hurt, generate that spin.
Leaders trade birdies. 4 holes to go, Chris, in the 48th Wintertime Open, and they're all going to be crucial birdies now. Navigate around the left side of this mandatory tree. It's a setup shot. Haven't really seen anybody get the eagle chance this year.
I want to be left of that little bushy thing right there, if I can be. Just open up that forehand approach. I think we'll see a lot of guys go forehand, I would assume. That bathroom spent's out of bounds, but it's back there quite a ways and it's slightly uphill, so you can just play it in there.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of that this weekend. A little bit high.
A little bit high, and it had that hyzer on there. I think you can just let this one go flat and let it fall on its own. Flat and straight as you're passing the Mandy, and then let it fall. Or a little wider. That was pretty clean.
Yeah, slow disc for Dallas, just trying to set it up. Cupcake has gone with driver all 3 days, and he's gotten it way up there again. Wow.
Nice shot.
Drew just trying to press from out of position, see if he can make something happen. Tough to tell.
Good thing it came down. A lot of sticky trees up there. All right, get the skip, watch the rocks. There's a birdie. Ooh, it's tight.
Oh man, just off the band. Everybody that made the mandatory clean scored easy birdies. The tee shot really sets it up on the 15th.
Kind of short but technical one. It's backhand lines, forehand lines. Watch out for that little stone sink structure. Can mess up some forehands. There's OB road behind it, but pretty tall grass, catching a lot of the hot ones. Josh goes for the straight at it gap. That should work.
Good result. A little bit of pressure now for Dallas, who has to watch Josh tee off in front of him. Yeah. Still a look, but a long one.
Just miss it.
Get over it. I'm guessing it didn't.
That is the exasperated reaction of a man who's hit the sink and is wondering why there is a sink on a disc golf course. Okay, so Josh is going to gain one.
One stroke with one to go. A tough hole like this. Oh, two to go. I forgot about this extra one they threw in. It's not normally there. Temp hole, hole 17. Short, but not a gimme.
Yeah, low ceiling gap with long grass, so be precise with the height and the speed. You got to keep it out of that parking area to the right. That's all out of bounds, and it's probably only 25 or 26 feet off of the pin.
Oh, no.
Yikes. The opposite of what Josh wanted to do is he's trying to put pressure on Dallas. Now Dallas can kind of swing free, knowing the birdie's out of play for Josh.
Uh-oh. So that out of bounds line was not at the rocks. It was inside of the rocks. So Dallas is probably pretty close to being out of bounds.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see. Critical up and down for Josh. Cannot surrender bogey here. Eee. Okay. So this for par now.
What?
Huge clutch putt. Honestly, I mean, if you miss that putt, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if Dallas is in bounds or out of bounds. But if you go bogey to Dallas's birdie, that's tournament over.
Cupcake.
Okay, so Dallas was out of bounds. Just gains the one stroke back on, or sorry, gains nothing on Josh.
That's right.
Because Josh made the big putt. Wow.
That huge putt, I know,
So
crazy. So
magnifying the importance. We're going to play our 54th hole. And it is a bruiser. Rounds 1 and 2, we've seen this missed every which way, and I don't know that we've seen a birdie, maybe only one on our coverage. Somehow miss this telephone pole and get down into the landing zone past the mandatory, maybe in this dirt area straight ahead along the rock line. That'll set up a chance at birdie.
There.
Yeah, sure. But not here.
Yeah. Yeah, as you pointed out earlier, 1 foot left or right on a hole like this, and it's a totally different gap. Might be the difference between a backhand or a forehand or a no hand. You just got nothing. This late low ceiling thing is no gimme if you leave yourself a 25-footer.
If you're Josh, teeing off first, first between him and Dallas, so essential that you get in some kind of position where you have a chance to go for the birdie if you have to. Because if you tag the telephone pole or miss the mandatory or something where you have basically no chance at a birdie, then Dallas can really take his foot off the gas a little bit. It makes this hole a lot easier.
Yeah, that tee pad back there that they're using as the drop zone, the normal hole, I think if you can kind of aim for it as he's kind of drifting towards it, not even mess with the Mandy, takes the Mandy out of play, but it gives you the alley, and there he is in front of that other tee pad. He's going to have a gap.
So now Dallas knows Josh has a chance, and that's the payoff. Honestly,
that
a
could have been
fantastic
worse.
break to even go to there.
That could have been much worse. Should be able to get a 4 out of that.
Give him a skip.
Nice.
Great shot by Courtis. Super tough position by Miranda. We saw him make an insane shot. Go back and check out the 2025 coverage.
That was probably it. He did that one.
Boy, okay, so good up and down. Puts a little bit of pressure. Dallas has to just get up and down for a par, and he will win the 48th Wintertime Open.
So 2 shots to get to there. He's probably about 180, 50. It's a little bit short, and there's that branch that we talked about. If you're circle's edge on the short right side, that's a tough putt.
Yeah, we'll have to see what his angle is.
He's going to start looking at straddles or knee putts or stuff. Yeah,
So
yeah.
This
It's
is
in the way.
This is now for the win. Don't forget you got that OB lurking behind, maybe 30 feet from his perspective, so you cannot miss off the top or do anything crazy like that. You give this tournament away in a hurry.
Can you even get this high enough off a knee with all that pressure if you're only 18? I'm going to guess it donks low. Nothing against him, but that's a lot. Oh, he had it high enough.
There's a little meat on that bone coming back.
This is for the tie. Wow. That would have been easy to dunk.
Yes.
That would have been easy to dink low. And Josh realizes he has a putt here to tie.
We're going to see bonus disc golf, Chris.
What? Going to hole number 55?
As the rest of our card finishes out. Up and down weekend for Cupcake. We saw him lead after round 1, 10 under. Never quite found the same form through rounds 2 and 3. This is a birdie putt on one of the hardest holes on the course, so a good way to finish an 8 under round. Be a tie for 4th place for Cupcake. Miranda chased hard today, just too many strokes to make up, I think.
For first place in your 48th annual Wintertime Open, let's hear it!
They're gonna play him in order, Chris.
Josh Anthon.
Yeah, Josh!
Yeah.
Wonder how they determined the order. Josh going with a, it's like a flippy mid, just keeping it straight, not going to mess around at all.
Garber.
Does Dallas get aggressive and try to give himself a putt? The interesting thing with Josh's shot is it's still no gimme par from there. It's like a tricky, funky shaped up shot.
Yeah, he's been leaving kind of a difficult forehand every time. Dallas is more
Now that's
aggressive.
going towards the road. Sit down. Okay, okay. He's much closer. It's still very tricky over there.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh might even have the easier shot, even though he's twice as far. Oh, no problem.
Okay, so pivots the pressure over. This is very technical. Well done. They both
Okay.
tapped in.
Going to hole 2. I'd say advantage forehand. Get that nice, smooth, spinny forehand. Sit right there.
Yep. See if Josh can match. This tee shot has given him a bit of trouble, but he birdied the hole in round 3. Has to replicate it. Okay. The man doesn't feel pressure.
Battle. Battle putt. Dead straight. Not up, down, left, or right.
Gonna go to a 3rd hole. 30 years, Chris, since the last time we've had a playoff at the Wintertime Open. 1995.
1995. 1995, there was a big, tall Bud Light can in the middle of that field. They were playing guts on the break. It was a different scene. There was a lot of hacky sack. There was probably a lot of tank tops and long blonde hair. Maybe some dolphin shorts.
Now it's all business as Dallas tries to answer. Josh is definitely in birdie position, so
Get pinched behind that tree.
yeah, really awkward sidearm from back there you see from our catch cam perspective. This is his 2nd shot, so leaves it about 35 feet below the pin.
So backhand opens the gap, but it doesn't sit well. Does it stay? Yeah, I got it to stay.
Yeah, 20 feet. So this, in my mind, is to continue the playoff. 35 feet up the hill.
Wow.
Come on, Chris.
Impressive, young man, with all that pressure.
Okay, so Josh just needs to match, and we'll go up the hill to the 4th.
What?
Wow.
Ooh, I was not expecting that.
Shocking miss, honestly, from Josh Anthon.
48th annual Wintertime Open champion, Dallas Garber!
Kind of a sour end to an amazing battle, Chris. Great golf played by both of these men over the weekend.
Oh, you just go.
All
to thank my sponsors, Stokely Discs and Lightspeed. Scott Stokely is kind of what got me into this tournament. He kind of forced me to play this one. He grew up here. Thank you, Tita and John, for letting us park our RV outside your house. It was really nice, kind of hearing all the legendary moments of the sport and the history of it and everything. I love this course. The people here are always great. Every card I had was amazing, and thank you so much for this experience.
Amazing!
Special win for the young man who's going out on the DGPT this year.
Can't help but root for him. That was great. What a battle. Josh, tough loss. But man, always a warrior. Aviel sneaking in there, right behind Andrew Miranda.
And Owen Scoggins over on the FPO side shot a -16 for the weekend, just outside the MPO top 10. Definitely would have cashed for the second straight year. That is impressive work as well.
Did I see your name in top 10 there?
Snuck in there myself. For Disconnected, I'm Ethan Wellin, joining the booth as always by Chris Brophy.
See you next time.